Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Move Ahead with Dahlia. Have you ever felt the transformative power of a paintbrush in your hand or experienced the exhilaration of bringing a blank canvas to life? Joining us today is Somos Arte, a nonprofit organization in the heart of Chicago, dedicated to bringing color, joy, and inspiration to the community through art classes. So settle in and let's explore Somos Arte. Hi, Lorimar and Sosa. How are you?
Good. Thank you so
really
much.
good.
Good. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, of course. So art is such an important part of the Chicago culture and community. Can you talk a little bit about the Somos Arte art, the organization, and why it was created?
So, Somos Arte is a non-for-profit that was created by Sabrina Alicea and Melanie Lopez in 2019. They decided that they wanted to bring more art into their community, and Sabrina is an educator, so she decided that another good way to fold in art was through education. And so it was created really to expose the people in the north side to lots of art.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, I was there for the grand opening. That was in February, right? Yeah.
It was in February.
Yeah, amazing space.
Oh,
amazing
thank you.
space. And
Thank
that's
you so
Casa
much.
Arte, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we just opened up our first brick and mortar. It's called Casa Arte, and it is on the corner of Western and North Avenue.
Yes.
And so we opened up the space so that we could offer workshops, classes. There's co-working space in there. And really, it's like our home base so that we can really pour more effort into our projects.
Okay. Yeah.
At the same time, doing that while going out into the city and giving the community different events. So we can spread that out to different community spaces, yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, you're artists there.
Yes.
Yes,
So please tell me about you. First of all, introduce yourself.
Yes.
And tell me about your art and what you do, your role there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my name is Lorimar Matos, and I am a multidisciplinary artist. I do everything from painting, digital art, sculpture. I do Puerto Rican folk art. I am the director of education at Casa Arte, and basically I am in charge of running the classes that we offer at Casa Arte. So we offer adult classes, and they're all different types of art that you can learn for many different skill levels. And what Casa Arte, how I was introduced to them was they were having like a fundraiser, and everything about their mission spoke to me, and I've been hooked ever since, honestly.
And when did you start with them?
I started in 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. How about you, Sosa?
Yeah, my name is Sosa. I do acrylic on canvas mostly. I've done some customizations with shoes and clothing in different group shows, mannequin shows, vinyl shows, and things like that. I got started with Somos Arte as a vendor first. I started vending on Paseo Boricua in 2018, and that's kind of when I got introduced to who they were, Melanie and Sabrina, as people.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just stayed. So as they started Somos Arte, I wanted to volunteer. I wanted to be a part of their roster, I guess you can say. And then through time, I just got to know who they were, what they were about, and I've been hooked ever since. So since they started, I've been with them. I just recently became a member of the leadership team as well. And so I decided that I wanted to just go full in 100%.
That's awesome.
And my art is, I would say, it's abstract, but it always has like different themes. I wanted to be a doctor at some point, and I decided that an artist would be a better way to connect people and to feel connected and to bring healing in a different way. So that's the type of art that I do.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, I wanted to mention the mural that's in the art space, Casa Arte. And I'd love for you to tell me, like, who was involved with that mural and what the process was.
Yeah, so both Sosa and I were part of that mural, but there was a ton of great artists on that roster. We had Ali Six, we had Mario Mena, we had Cookie Kwan, we had
Poncho, and then Joe Sky.
And everybody brought a very different element to that mural, which was incredible. Sosa did a lot of like the background themes, and there was these incredible hands, and Mario Mena literally designed the whole landscape. Cookie put in a lot of line work and fun little quirky details in there. I did a 3D sculpture of a tree that then Cookie painted over. Ali, Joe Sky, and Pancho created these beautiful characters that like intermingled with the background, and it's a really cool piece. It honestly is a really cool piece.
Well, I mentioned to Sosa, it's breathtaking. I remember walking in like, oh my gosh, this is amazing work.
Yeah, it was.
And I mentioned to her that I know Mario because he was on the podcast. He was my first guest on the show back in, I think it was February of last year. Wow. And I follow him, and I've seen all the things that he's doing in the community. He's such an amazing human being.
He is great,
yeah.
And that's how I learned about Somos Arte, because I saw something he posted, and then I followed Somos Arte, and I was like, wait,
thank you, Mario.
Grand opening.
Shout out, Mario.
So yeah, that was fun. That was amazing. So let's talk about the classes. I want you to share like what these classes are about, when they're held, and who can attend.
So the classes we have 4 different classes available in this term. And the classes were portraits through the Latino gaze, creative expressions. We had Splat with Mario, and we had designer toy making with Roy. And so basically the classes that we're going to offer are for mainly adults, but teenagers can kind of join in, like 14, 15 plus. And they're to teach you many different skills. So with creative expressions, that is with Sosa, you were going to learn to make art with all different types of unconventional materials. With Splat and Mario, you're going to learn how to paint like Jackson Pollock. Designer toy making with Roy, he's actually teaching all of his students to build toys from the ground up with clay, with resin, hand painting details. And then with my class, the Portraits Through the Latina Gaze, we're going to learn about all different Latin American artists through history and explore that identity, like your own personal identity and how they saw people in portraiture. And so those were the classes. They're 6-week long. Right now, we're almost at the end of our first term, which ends April 12th, but we are restarting our classes April 22nd, and we're going to have a whole new roster of classes available.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Thank you. Great.
I can't wait to hear more about that. I mentioned to Sosa I'd love to attend the courses. I'm not going to jump into this one coming up, but I'm going to keep an eye on the following one.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to be on a trip in May, and I don't want to miss anything. So yeah, that's great. So how does it work in terms of fundraising so that people can go to your space? How does that work?
So the fundraising, we have a program called the 10-10-10 Club. And so you donate $10, tell 10 people about it, and watch your donation go to at least 10 projects that we have going on, full community, any age. So that's the goal for the fundraising. It has different tiers, so you're more than welcome to, join any of the tiers, donate. And then you can be a part of the project. You can be a volunteer also, but it's a way that you can know specifically where your donation's going. We have different specific events that are already planned out, so you can join any of the events and literally watch and be a part of the event that you're donating to. And all of the events that 10-10-10 Club does are free events. So those $10 help us create 10 free events a year. So those will be workshops that are super easy and fun. But we also do fundraising through different means as well. So one of those means is? So we actually are teaming up with Urban Theater, and there's going to be a solo one-man show. And we have been blessed to be hosting the opening night. So that's going to be April 24th. So pretty soon. And we're going to have some art available, displayed and available for purchase. We're going to be kind of telling everyone what we do, who we are. And it's just a really great way to, collab with community and
Yes.
get involved and show people, who
Yeah.
we are.
The show is called Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. The tickets are $40 a piece. We have 50 tickets available. And like Sosa said, there's going to be art from the Humble Park community, Puerto Rican artists from the Humble Park community that are going to be available for sale as well.
Oh, great.
The proceeds from that night will go back to us and will help us keep, all of our events going. We do many events through different organizations, but one really cool, a set of cool events that's coming up is that we're gonna have Somos Arte Sundays, and they're gonna be in Humble Park. The first one is actually this coming Sunday. So what they are is they're little mini festivals, art festivals. So there's gonna be artisan tables there, so you'll be able to go and purchase one-off artisan goods. There's gonna be live music with a DJ. There's gonna be creative workshops for the family. There's going to be an interactive mural, and there's going to be abuelita story time. So we're going to have an elder in the community come out and read books to the kids. We'll also be collecting school supplies at these events, because at the end of the Somos Arte Sundays, which we have 4 planned out, we'll have a 5th event called Books and Backpacks. And that's a really cool event where kids can come back and they can actually pick out their school supplies. We'll have an array of school supplies there, and they'll get to pick their school supplies, and they'll get to pick out some books to take home with them. And then there'll also be other things there for them, like free haircut, hair braiding, all kinds of stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So it's starting this Sunday?
This Sunday, and it's the first Sunday of every month through the summer. And it's actually in the field space right next to the boathouse, the Humble Park boathouse.
Okay. That's great. Yeah. That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah,
It's a great time. Every year, just seeing the kids and everyone in the community come work together. It'll be a bigger event than the festivals.
Right.
It's more well known throughout these last few years. But it'll have the same things, like music. It'll have, like she said, barbers and braiders. So get the kids nice and ready and fresh for the school year.
Oh, that's fun. So what's the time of that day of Sundays?
Yeah,
event?
so they go from
12 to 4.
Oh, thank you. Yep. 12 to 4.
12 to 4, and it's starting this Sunday.
April.
And it's every Sunday, the first Sunday of the month.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, correct.
And it's free.
It's free. It's completely
Free's
free to the
important.
public. Yeah,
It's important.
it is.
That's why we do for you guys to come and enjoy yourselves.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So we covered some of the classes already. We covered the Sunday event. We covered the fundraiser. Let me see. Was there anything else that I missed?
We do have co-working space.
Oh, yes.
So that's my favorite part.
Yes.
As an artist, as someone who needs some place to create, but also to network and be with people of, like-mindedness, and just, being around my community. I love being there. I'm there every day. And so what that is you can collab, you can create, or you can work solo. There's a lot of space, little corners for you to come and work. We have different machines, like a Cricut machine. You can do resin work if you want to do that. You can do heat pressing, journaling, any type of art. We have that available for you guys.
So the co-working space is available for $5. It's Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 9 a.m.?
From 9 a.m. to 6.
Sorry, from 9
9 a.m. to 6, Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so there's Wi-Fi available. You can print what you need to get printed there, like she said, there's a heat press, there's a laminating machine, there's art supplies available, so you can come and create art there if you forget your supplies or you don't have supplies. We're also going to be offering some little crafts that you can purchase to make there in your free time if you just need something to do. And yeah, it's just a really chill environment for you to come and work.
Yeah, you can drop in for $5. You can also do like a 10-pack, 20-pack, monthly or annually. And those prices
Just
vary. And you can get that on the Somos Arte website, all that
I was
information.
just about to ask. So what is the website?
So it's somosartechicago.com.
Yeah.
Somosartechicago.com.
Correct.
And where is the space? Casa Arte.
Yeah. So Casa Arte is on 2401 West North Avenue.
Okay.
It's
so
actually
Western.
it's on the on the western side.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is amazing. Thank you. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to go back.
Oh, I hope you do.
If people just want to like pop in and take a look at that mural,
They can. Yeah.
And the great thing about the mural also is that there's tiny little secrets. There's tiny little cool things that every time you look at it, there's something else that you find.
I can imagine.
And we did that on purpose.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, you could just stand there and stare at it
Yeah.
and get lost in it.
Yeah.
So, how long did it take to finish the mural? Did you guys have quite a while?
It was in stages because
Yeah.
the 3D, there's a 3D
The tree is
a
The
tree
tree.
that I built, well, me and Cookie built,
I don't know
and
how
Noelle.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's so big.
We forgot to mention Noelle. We love you. Noelle also was part of that mural. I don't know how that didn't phase us.
That's good. Then I'm glad I asked about
Yeah,
it
I'm
again.
so happy. So sorry, Noelle, we forgot you the first time, but we love
okay.
you. So Cookie, Noelle, and I, we built that tree. So what it is, we built it out of foam, and so it had to be carved out. It had to dry. We had to mount it to the wall. And so that was the first step. And then really, Sosa, Mario, and Cookie really took time to develop that, the scenery, and really give like really cool little intricate spaces for the other artists to then pop in their characters so that it all like really mingles. So I think altogether was like, with planning, like a month.
Yeah, about 4 weeks. About 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So I want to ask one more question that wasn't on my list. Can you tell me about like what attracted you to what you do now? Like how long have you been involved in art? Because I know you mentioned you were going to go to school or you were in school to be a doctor.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
you switched
I did.
right
I
into
did.
something
So,
creative.
yes.
So tell me, you first, tell
Yeah.
me about what brought you to your art.
So I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a surgeon. That was my dream. As a kid, I did surgeries on grapes and oranges, and I was always reading medical books. And so that was my goal. And so during school, I actually, while studying, realized to study, I need to draw and I need to color code. And I found myself being more involved in that initially, as opposed to how am I going to apply this to, the health field, to a day in the life. And then throughout, a couple of years later, I realized, how do I really want to impact the world? How do I want to bring people together? How do I want to spread love and joy? And I just felt with art, I can do that. It's another way of healing. And I wanted to be able to be more close to that aspect of it, to create conversation, to bring healing, to bring people together. And so that's what I did. I chose a passion and I chose love over what some might say just money, but it's I think it's a beautiful way that I a path that I have to pave for myself, but one that I love.
Yeah, and I was going to say it's a beautiful way to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
How about you, Lorimar?
So when I was a kid, I wanted to be an artist, and I thought that I was going to do that for a long time. And then I'm going to make the long story short. But when I was a teenager, I became pregnant really young. I was 16 when I had my first daughter. So my path changed. I didn't get to pursue art. And it wasn't because anybody, was trying to be malicious, but, they had me reconsider, what I should focus on in life. So I spent many years kind of envious of people that were creative for a living. And I used to watch like YouTube videos of like people making soap or beading clothing. And I used to feel really envious of them. So I used to do like little creative things throughout my life. Like I would decorate my own clothing, bead my shoes, things like that, just to kind of keep that spark alive in me. And then the pandemic happened and I lost my job, like many people. And I was kind of home, bored, didn't really know what to do with myself and my time. I had a new baby, but you still have all this extra time. And so I just decided to paint. I said, you know what? I want to make some art for my house that'll fill my time in while I find another job. And then as soon as I started painting, I knew that I just needed to do that. So I became obsessed. I was like painting through the day, through the night. I couldn't stop. And finally my mom saw some of my work and she's like, why aren't you posting this online? It's really good. And I'm like, you're just saying that because you're my mom, And she's like, no, it's really nice. And so I started to post it, and it started to pick up traction. And then I realized like, this is what I want to do. And so that's what I've been doing ever since. And working with Somos Arte kind of happened, it was like a happy accident. Because when I signed up for the fundraiser that they were doing to submit an art piece, I didn't know that they were like a nonprofit. I didn't know them. And so really like my experience in the art world through them has been really great. Like I've had so many opportunities to like teach that I never had before. And yeah, it really like awakened a different part of me, which, that's where I'm at today.
Beautiful life.
Yeah.
Beautiful life. Because you're doing something that you really, really love.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been great. And I, like for me, like I do, like I was mentioning before, I keep some medical things in all of my art.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna see a lot of hands. You're gonna see hearts and anatomically correct hearts, rib cages, skulls, down to microbiology and microscopic things that I've learned in my schooling.
Yeah. So you're bringing that with you.
Yes, exactly. I can't let it go.
Yeah. This work's so beautiful.
Thank you. That is incredible. Well, I can't wait to look at the mural again and take a look at these little things that you're saying are kind of like. There it is.
They're in there, yeah.
I can't wait to see that. So we're almost done, but I have one more question.
Yeah.
What do you love about living in Chicago?
So growing up, I was raised in a conservative home, and the only way I had exposure to art was through graffiti and through murals. And that's one thing about Chicago that I love, is that there's so much street art. And some people, of course, are annoyed by it, but it's really embraced in the city. And so I love that so much. I love that Chicago embraces so much street art through sculpture, through murals, and even just the graffiti in general, because there are so many kids out there that may not have exposure, and that's their first exposure like mine. And that's like that and the food.
And the food.
The food.
Great.
You can eat anything here.
Yeah. Chicago for me, it's somewhere I was raised in a conservative home, and the idea was to get a good job and become a better than our parents and grandparents who came from the island, and you live the American dream. And so they wanted that very sweet, simple, hardworking life, and that didn't involve art. And so when I see it everywhere, and I just noticed I had like an inclination towards it. Seeing Chicago, just Chicago, being alive.
Yeah.
It is art. It's a beautiful, moving entity, I guess you can say, and I embrace it. And Chicago's everything to me. There's inspiration and motivation everywhere, and to capture that and to use it to inspire my art as well, and in turn people in my community. It's a beautiful cycle.
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever I think I might move I want to go somewhere warmer, but then I really think about it. I'm like, I don't think I could ever leave.
I'm the same way. And I do real estate. I'm helping people move in and out of Chicago all the time, but I feel like my husband was born and raised here, and we've raised our sons here, and Chicago, the art, the music scene.
Yes.
There is so much culture here.
Yeah.
And so many different cultures that you
Yeah.
don't really see in other cities.
And the city is really good about doing a lot of public, things like a lot of festivals and like, that's the one thing about Chicago is that you may have your opinions about it, but the city does offer a lot of public spaces, like third spaces and events for people to like commune, which is beautiful.
To showcase their culture.
Really.
A lot of
Yeah.
opportunities.
Yeah.
And the people like who I've met in the art community or in the creative community, I would say,
Yeah.
because like if you're a journalist or you do plays and things like that, you're a creative. And it offers a lot, and everyone's so wonderful and so kind. And
Well, not everybody's
beautiful.
wonderful, but we try.
Well, everyone that I
Sorry.
Well, you're right.
Yeah, in our bubble, yeah.
In your
we
bubble,
try.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. I will say this is I guess I'll bring in Somos Arte one last time. But I will say this, Sabrina and Melanie have, as founders of our organization, they have really been amazing at like offering such an inclusive and like open environment.
wonderful.
It's not competitive. We're not competitive amongst ourselves. It's the first time I've ever worked for an organization, a company, anything in which it's a lot of support. There's a lot of openness. We can be very open if we cannot complete something. There's always that opportunity to ask for help, and it doesn't feel competitive in any way. So I just want to give a shout out to them. They're amazing.
They were the pioneers that created the safe space where we can move and grow. So
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you wanted to bring up?
No, but visit us on somosartechicago.com. Our Instagram is also Somos Arte Chicago. And you can keep up with us for all the events we're doing. Be prepared. This summer is going to be jam-packed with events.
it is, and
Yeah.
come join us for some activities during the day.
Yeah.
I'd love
Okay.
to hang out with you.
Yes, yes. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to pop in and hang out with
Yes.
you too. Thank you, Lorimar.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Sosa. I
You're welcome.
appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
It's been great information, and I hope that the listeners take advantage of the programs, the classes, pop in and take a look at the mural and meet the artists.
Something for everybody.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Hey, thank you so much for listening today. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe so you can keep up with my latest episodes. You can find me on all social media platforms at Dahlia the Realtor. To reach me directly, call me at 773-879-4855. I'll see you on the next episode. Make it a great day.